Pro Group Management. Workers' comp that works for you.
Day 4 of the legislature and day 4 of Nevada Newsmakers. Andy's got the rundown.
Sam, Democrats have announced they will not support the governor's quick fix by passing an immediate tax hike on sin taxes. Where does everybody stand on this tax issue? This morning we talked to Lynn Hettrick, the minority leader in the Assembly. And what about businesses? Today we talked to Ray Bacon, the executive director of the Nevada Manufacturers Association, and find out where they stand. Sam?
Thanks, Andy. Finally, some opposition apart from Andy Barbano. We'll also have our passel of pundits, all coming up on the all-new Nevada Newsmakers.
Earn triple cash points every day during February at the Gold Dust West. To celebrate, we're bringing back the classics.
Earn once, twice, 3 times the points.
With triple cash points, you'll remember.
Win 3 times.
3 times the cash. Triple cash points happens the entire month of February. You'll enjoy.
3 is the winningest number.
3 times the cash. All day, all machines, all month. Using your Gold Rush card in February will be music to your ears.
Folks, you must see what's new in Virginia City. Ride the V&T train all the way to Gold Hill. Explore a mine, if you dare. Visit Piper's Opera House. Watch the gunslingers shoot it up on C Street. Shop in unique stores. Listen to honky tonk in the historic saloons. You can't see it all in one day, so spend the night. Virginia City, where the West comes alive. Come up and spend the night in our hotels, motels, and RV parks.
When he was just a young boy, Ken Dillon laid back, looked up at the stars, and thought to himself, hey, this house could use a roof. Today, Ken Dillon's D&D Roofing and Sheet Metal offers a complete line of Firestone roofing products for any type of roof, from commercial to industrial and residential. With a Firestone roof from D&D Roofing and Sheet Metal, what's overhead stays overhead. Call Ken Dillon's D&D Roofing and Sheet Metal today for a free estimate. Yes, the technology sure has changed, but after all these years, Ken still enjoys playing with houses.
Feel it, the magic is everywhere. The action, the style, the food, the flair. Play with us, stay with us in Reno, say El Dorado, and live the excitement. El Dorado, Reno shining star. Live the excitement.
This is Nevada Newsmakers with Sam Shad, political analyst Ande Engleman on No Holds Barred Political Forum. Now, from the News 4 Broadcast Center, here's Sam Shad.
And we've been hearing from politicians all this week about the governor's tax plan. Now it's time to hear from business. And Ray Bacon is here from the Nevada Manufacturers Association. We're curious to get his opinions.
Good morning, Ray. Thank you for being with us.
Morning. Thank you.
You're an association of businesses in Nevada, is
Exactly.
that correct? And for you to take a stand, your board votes and
Go through that, all that, anything you do that typically runs an association, whether it's a chamber or a trade association of retailers or manufacturers or whatever. Associations are associations, and they're pretty much all the same.
And you go from large to small.
Large to small, broad spectrum of types of industries, from chemical plants, electronics, aerospace, building materials, you name it. You know.
Okay, so what are they saying? Is your phone ringing off the hook?
No, we think we do a pretty good job of keeping our members informed on what's going on, and we've been walking through this tax issue for in excess of a year now, as far as, you know, the various proposals and how each one would have various impacts on the manufacturing sector, and so I think in general our members are fairly well informed on what's going on. We're getting a few phone calls, but.
all right, now your members are unhappy about the gross receipts tax in particular, is that correct?
That's probably the one that is the most onerous from a manufacturing standpoint, strictly because the vast majority of our members compete on a global basis. So when the pitch comes in that yes, but businesses will just raise their prices and pass along that tax. If you're competing in a global marketplace, you have very little ability to do pass-alongs. And what's typically happened not strictly in Nevada, but in the U.S., manufacturing margins have drastically decreased over the last 20 to 30 years.
We heard from the minority leader that there are some companies that might not relocate to Nevada and some that are already here that might move if we got this tax. Have you been hearing things like this?
Oh, yes. That's, it's one of those things where, we always hear the proverbial nose under the tent type situation. The gross receipts tax has a perception, and I don't know whether it's reality or not, but it certainly has a widespread perception that that is one of the taxes that has a tendency to progressively grow and progressively get more onerous. If you go to the state of Washington, when they started their tax 70 years ago, it started off at 0.25%, which is what we're looking at here, and it started off with a small business exemption and everything else, and of course all those pieces have gone by the wayside over the years, and they've gone through major revisions on that tax over the years.
Well, Ray, okay, so I seek to understand. So the 0.25% gross receipts tax, it isn't just that you're upset about, it's what it could become. It's getting the foot in the door. Is that the problem?
It's two phases. If you think about most places in the manufacturing section, very, very much like construction, you wind up with a situation of suppliers that feed to the companies that make the final assembly. So you wind up with a chain of a supply chain, if you will, which is what we typically call it. Much like you do in the construction industry, you wind up with subcontractors that then work for contractors that work for a general. So the gross receipts tax has a cumulative effect and a pyramiding effect that impacts substantially in the manufacturing sector as well as construction. They've got the same concerns and same interests.
Okay, we know what the problem is for you, but what's your solution?
Well, with we were part of the business coalition that was kind of, it's been dubbed as being the Las Vegas Chambers Group, but the reality of the situation, there was about 40 different business groups involved, and we met multiple times and expended hundreds of hours. And I think you've pretty much seen the proposal that we came out with. First of all, we...
No, we haven't. So
Okay. And the public at large doesn't. So please.
Doesn't know what you're talking about.
Use this forum.
First of all, one of the things that we believe is while the business community may not like the business license tax or the head tax, as we refer to it as the BLT, that still is one of the simpler taxes to comply with. And so that was one of the places where we said, here's a tax that could be doubled, that could be expanded to sole proprietors, and simultaneously, at least the portion of doubling that thing, we were, to the best of my knowledge, the first group that said, here's something that you could do almost immediately.
And that's $100 per employee.
That's right.
Paid once a year, and you recommended making it
No,
$200.
it's paid quarterly. It's paid 25.
Oh, okay.
It's $25 per
Right.
employee
but
per
once
quarter.
a year, $100.
It's roughly.
But what did you think about the governor's tripling of that tax?
It was a real attention getter. Needless to say, we were not impressed with that.
But we're going to need to do more than just that, though, don't you?
Oh
say?
yeah, and we had taken a serious look at the property tax proposal, which was in the task force proposal, and most people don't realize the general perception out there is that the property tax is paid by residents. The vast majority of the people of the state of Nevada don't realize that about 47 to 48% of the property tax is paid by business and commercial interest.
Ray Bacon, thank you very much for being here. We appreciate your time, sir. And come back again.
Will do.
And we'll take a break. When we come back, the Pundits will be here, joined today by District Attorney Dick Gammick.
CTX can help you negotiate your best deal. We've been your home team advantage for over a decade. Call us today because at CTX, local service still matters.
Yeah, with CTX, you're homeward bound.
Do you know you can still buy a nice car for a great price and a low payment? The car is a Mitsubishi Lancer, and it's only available at Reno Mitsubishi. The Lancer has style, a ton of neat features, and with a lease payment of $169 a month, it's even more fun to drive. So if you want a great deal on a Mitsubishi Lancer, find your way down to Reno Mitsubishi today, because at this payment, they won't last long.
Atlantis is cooking up a party. It's every diner's paradise. 7 award-winning dining choices. Experience the Atlantis Seafood Steakhouse tonight. Winner of Wine Spectator's Award of Excellence. The local choice for food and fun, Atlantis.
Atlantic.
At Sushi Club, everybody's family. That's what makes dining here so much fun. The sushi is consistently better, the atmosphere is great, and the service is wonderful.
Welcome to the bigger and better Sushi Club. Come in for our delicious daily specials.
When you're talking sushi, you're talking Sushi Club in the Independence Square Shopping Center.
Last year, trial lawyers filed 121% more lawsuits, creating a healthcare crisis in Nevada with skyrocketing costs, forcing good doctors to shut their doors, leaving pregnant women and families without care. You can stop lawsuit abuse and solve Nevada's healthcare crisis. Urge your state legislator to support the Keep Our Doctors in Nevada initiative. Call 800-784-4730 today. Paid for by Keep Our Doctors in Nevada.
And now, back to Nevada Newsmakers with Sam Shad and Ande Engleman.
Lynn Hettrick is the Assembly Minority Leader, and I checked with him before the broadcast. He's still a Republican, and he's still a conservative.
Good morning, Lynn.
Good
Glad
morning.
you could be here.
Thank you.
You are now the loyal opposition in the Assembly, but you do have 19, isn't it, this year, to the 23 that the Democrats have. Are you going to support the governor's hike in taxes?
We're going to support some hike in taxes, I believe. I think the governor's made the case that education, Medicaid, and some of the other roll-ups are going to occur. We can't stop that, and we can't not fund that, in my opinion. So will we support some tax increase? I believe we will.
But you have enough of a count in there where you can stop any excessive tax hikes from going through. Is that correct?
Yes, it takes 15 to stop. As you know, the Gibbons Initiative put through that it requires a 2/3 vote to pass any tax increase, and 15 members or more can halt any tax increase, and we have 19. And thus far, we're quite united, not necessarily on every single aspect of what we might like to see, but as a group, we're united in trying to stick together and have an impact on the outcome of this.
Lynn, let's get real about something. The gross receipts tax, or the gross revenue tax, if that goes through, what kind of effect will that have on businesses who want to come here and relocate, and businesses that are actually already here?
Well, you hear the tiny numbers and all of the things that we hear explained to us, but the fact is, they say we have a $450,000 exemption and you don't pay, but you'll pay for every supplier. So a business that's doing under $450,000 a year revenue will still pay for everyone that sells anything to it. So every business will be affected, and little businesses out in rural areas, I believe ranchers, farmers, dairymen, are going to be terribly hurt by this. The margins are very, very slim. And if we put this onto electricity and gas and their gasoline and onto the trucker that comes and hauls their cattle away or their milk off, I just think we're going to kill rural Nevada with GRT.
What about companies coming into the area? I mean, we've seen other companies in the past move in because we didn't have this tax.
In fact, we're the Delaware of the West. Where foreign corporations come to us and file to do business here, but actually conduct business elsewhere because we are so business friendly. But we're already hearing. I spoke with Assemblyman David Brown yesterday, and he knows of a constituent in Henderson who does these kinds of filings in the state of Nevada. He said just the fact that the governor came out and proposed this tax has already dropped their filings.
Wow. Lynn, let me ask you about a little political thing in this. We had a Republican governor, Governor List, in 1981, and he did a tax shift and raised taxes. Now we have a Republican governor in the year 2003 that wants to change things and raise taxes. Will the next governor, do you think, be a Republican, and how long will it be before we have one again?
Very interesting. The state of Nevada, as you well know, is shifting to more Republican, and the registration moves toward Republican. I'd like to think that what's happened here is the Republican governors have got caught in the trap of fixing the problem, and then the next 10 years, the governors who followed whatever they were benefited from the fix. I would hope that's not the case here. I would like to see that we minimize the impact of these taxes and the impact I believe they'll have on our economy.
Let's talk about the university system for a moment. You know, everybody's in favor of higher education. Everybody's in favor of putting as much money as possible. But isn't there a point where we have to say, enough is enough, we can't afford it, we can't afford to keep increasing the amount of money we're giving, and if these Millennium Scholarships are costing too much money, don't we have to do something about that?
Well, of course, we heard testimony on Millennium Scholarship yesterday, and I'll start there and just tell you that there's apparently a conflicting opinion on whether or not the money coming in from tobacco we'll be great enough to continue that program as it is right now with the number of people who are qualifying and the amount of money that we're getting. And of course, if we raise taxes on tobacco while it's a nationwide settlement, anything you do that ultimately affects the sale of cigarettes could have negative impacts. So we do have concerns with that. In terms of the university system as a whole, I think that we need to minimize any kind of increase. It needs to be minimal this time around. I don't think it's right to come in when times are tough and we're looking at raising taxes and have huge increases. And I think they're aware of that, but still it's very difficult for any of these agencies to come back and say, oh yeah, take me out when anybody else is asking for anything. It's just not the way government and those kinds of agencies work, so it's tough.
And I understand that raises, merit increases, are still built into the agency budgets. What else are you finding wrong with the governor's budget as you look at it?
Well, you know, of course, it's predicated on some of these taxes that we don't like. And a good deal of expense is involved in collecting some of these taxes that I personally don't care for. We could save tens of millions just eliminating the collection of some of these taxes. So I think we just have to really sit down and have a hard look at these and then a discussion about what will really have positive impact and minimal negative impact. No tax has positive impact. We need to look at minimal negative impact and see how we can go to make this least detrimental to Nevada's economy and future economy.
Okay, Lynn Hettrick, you obviously plan on not being irrelevant. Thank you so much for being here.
Take a break and treat the family to breakfast, lunch, or dinner at Tamarack Junction. Enjoy pasta night on Wednesdays, Mexican on Thursdays, and seafood on Fridays. Tamarack Junction, your junction for fun. South Virginia and Amani Ranch Parkway.
When he was just a young boy, Ken Dillon laid back, looked up at the stars, and thought to himself, hey, this house could use a roof. Today, Ken Dillon's D&D Roofing and Sheet Metal offers a complete line of elk roofing products for any type of residential roof. With an elk roof from D&D Roofing and Sheet Metal, what's overhead stays overhead. Call Ken Dillon's D&D Roofing and Sheet Metal today for a free estimate. Yes, the technology sure has changed, but after all these years, Ken still enjoys playing with houses.
The Gold Dust West has another Club Card Challenge. Triple cash points all day, all machines, all month.
Okay, what's the catch?
None. Just use your Gold Rush card any day, anytime, and on any machine during the month of February, and you'll earn triple cash points.
Triple cash points on all machines?
On all machines.
Triple cash points anytime?
Anytime.
Triple cash points all day, all machines, all month, just for using my Gold Rush card? How do they give away that much cash?
Simple. February only has 28 days.
Folks, you must see what's new in Virginia City. Ride the V&T train all the way to Gold Hill. Explore a mine, if you dare. Visit Piper's Opera House. Watch the gunslingers shoot it up on C Street. Shop in unique stores. Listen to honky tonk in the historic saloons. You can't see it all in one day, so spend the night. Virginia City, where the West comes alive. Come up and spend the night in our hotels, motels, and RV parks.
At Tamarack Junction, you can take advantage of fabulous food around the clock. For breakfast, lunch, or dinner, give the oven and yourself a rest. Tamarack Junction, your junction for fun. South Virginia and Amani Ranch Parkway.
And now, back to Nevada Newsmakers with Sam Shad and Ande Engleman.
And back here on Nevada Newsmakers, it's time for the Pundits section. It's going to be a really quiet Pundit section today. Yeah, right. Our guest today, Ande Barbano, columnist for the Sparks Tribune. It is the Daily Sparks Tribune, but he's in there on Sundays. Dick Gammick, who's the district attorney for Washoe County, and Jim Denton, political consultant. Pleasure to have you all here. We heard what Ray Bacon had to say about business. And his idea was he didn't like the gross receipts tax, but he kind of liked the VAT tax a little bit better. He actually referred to it as the BLT. It seems to me that business would have to step up a little stronger to the plate than that.
I think business is going to have to step up to the plate, as gaming is, as the rest of the state, as the taxpayers are. I mean, we have a deficit in the state, we have a budget problem in the state. But the manufacturing industry has a significant problem in this country. They've lost almost 1 million jobs in the last year alone, and it continues to decline. And that puts them in a situation that is not particularly positive.
Well, for the second time today, in both of our interviews with Lynn Hettrick as well, he talked about companies that may not relocate here, or companies that are already here that would leave if we put this tax in. Does that concern you, Dick?
Well, the problem we run into is I don't know where all of this is going to come out. It's nice to think about those kinds of issues, but I don't think we're in a position anymore to be able to afford to make our decisions based solely on those issues. Are we going to be able to attract new business? Are we going to be able to do this or that? We're in a position now where we're going to have to do some things. They aren't going to be real palatable. Some things are going to have to happen. It's either that or government services go away. One of the two. You can't keep going. So I think
there's a
all
lot
of
of
that's criteria.
there's a lot of increases in things. I mean, the governor has proposed a sea change in the way Nevadans live and operate. And so do we have to do all of those things? Do we have to take it all in one shot?
I think we're going to wind up with all the things that are happening right now. And goodness, I was watching the news last night. I was watching the news. And nationally, if we do go over and powder somebody's behind, for some reason it's going to have an adverse impact on what we already have going now. And I just don't know where this is going to roll out. We may have to do everything that's been suggested, plus some other things.
The problem becomes that when you raise taxes, it hurts economic diversification, is the short version.
Right, but you know, this whole budget thing, you know, we find out today that the governor's been giving raises to his staff, you know, and raises are built into the budget. Has government really tightened its belt as much as it can?
A lot of people say it hasn't. They have some significant concerns about that.
Barbano, you've been strangely silent.
This has all the makings, I've been wanting to say this all week, this has all the makings of magnificent chaos and anarchy at day 120 of the session, with nothing settled. And the only time things will start happening down there is on day 119 and 120, when they have to stare the dreaded money-wasting special session in the face. Now, one area of relief that's not talked about is I think there needs to be a significant lobbying effort in Congress on the national level to talk W into giving some help to the states. It grotesquely.
You are dreaming, right? You are. I mean, that goes just flies in the face of everything that's happened
just not gonna
with the Republican administration.
Wait a second.
Did you read the New York Times article on him? He is more of a zealot than Ronald Reagan was. This is the third term of the Reagan administration. His father was not.
I understand that, but do you know who's on my side? The Wall Street Journal. The front page of
What a
the Bible.
surprise. What a surprise.
The front page of the Wall Street Journal this week reported as fact, not in a commentary, that war is bearish and that the war would have a continuing debilitating effect if we go to war in Iraq on the economy.
I don't know anything about the war, but I do know this. Excuse me a minute, Andy. I do know this. I do know this, Andy. I do know that we have a situation in this state, and Andy just made the point, and I think she's right. You see government officials getting raises, whatever that percentage is, 10%, 20%, 15%. People in the private sector are saying, wait a minute, the choice my boss gave me is between a job and no raise. Between those choices, I won't take a raise. Those are the choices people are getting in the private sector, and that's why I think people resent what is happening in the public sector.
Okay, Dick, would you answer to that?
Let me jump in on that one a little bit, because we're up. I mean, there was an article in the paper this morning saying district attorneys and sheriffs have their bill in. For the last 8 years, all these people have gotten raises. We haven't. We haven't seen a single cost of living or any adjustment whatsoever in 8 years now. So,
you and I have been friends for a long time.
Put this on my back.
Dick, you and I have been friends for a long time, and you and I don't disagree about that situation with you. I'm just saying that in general, that when the public sees that, and what should have happened in your situation is you should have gotten the cost of living increase over the last 8 years. I know you have seen no change in your salary over 8 years, but the public doesn't see that. What the public sees is 25%, 27%, 31%, and they say, what budget problem?
And if I can be the devil's advocate here, where is it written in the Constitution that you are entitled to a raise every year or even every 8 years? I have worked in positions where I've gone 5 years without a raise because I didn't want to go in there and fight for 1 or 2% that was being offered, and maybe at the end of 5 or 6 years it was time to change jobs and move on to something else. I mean, there is no guarantee that you're going to get cost of living raises.
And ask Ray Bacon over here.
Absolutely. If you don't like it, move is not proper personnel practice. You're supposed to treat your people fairly.
Yes, but in private enterprise it doesn't work that way.
Ask Ray Bacon.
You've been working for too many TV stations.
Yeah, the manufacturing industry's lost 1.5 million jobs. Ask Ray Bacon how many people in the manufacturing industry have gotten raises in the last 2 years.
Can we get a shot of Ray here? He's over there on our secret microphone stand here. Ray, jump in there, would you?
Typically what's happening in at least this year is a good portion of our membership are not giving out raises because they've been going through layoffs, or in many cases not layoffs, but they've at least had hiring freezes in place for a good portion of the year. So it's not uncommon for folks in the manufacturing sector to be seeing no raises this year at all.
Okay, we're out of time, guys. I want to say that I'm not down on public employees in any way, shape, or form, and I'm happy for anybody that gets a raise. But I'm just saying there is a difference between what happens in private industry and in the public sector, and both look at each other and go, Let's take a break. We'll be right back.
If you're talking sushi, you're talking Sushi Club. Year after year voted the best place for sushi. 11 chefs on staff to serve you. Better ingredients for consistent high quality. And lots of room, so bring your friends. Sushi Club in the Independence Square Shopping Center.
Feel it, the magic is everywhere. The action, the style, the food, the flair. Play with us, stay with us in Reno, say El Dorado. And live the excitement. Shining star, love the excitement.
CTX can help you negotiate your best deal. We've been your home team advantage for over a decade. Call us today because at CTX, local service still matters.
Yeah, with CTX, you're homeward bound.
The Mitsubishi Outlander is the hottest new sport utility on the market today. And right now, you can lease it at Reno Mitsubishi for just $209 a month. The Outlander is sporty, features all-wheel drive, and is the best buy in its class. You owe it to yourself, and you deserve it. Come down and lease a brand new 2003 Outlander for just $209 a month. It's for a limited time only, so find your way down to Reno Mitsubishi today.
Atlantis is cooking up a party. It's every diner's paradise. Toucan Charlie's Buffet and Grill, consistently voted Reno's best buffet by locals. Experience the Mongolian barbecue, new Asian station, and sumptuous exhibition stations filled with fresh entrees, salads, and desserts. Try the Friday night seafood buffet and Sunday champagne brunch.
Atlantis.
And now, back to Nevada Newsmakers with Sam Shad and Ande Engleman.
If you want to contact us by email, write to us at newsmakers@krnv.com. Ande, as you wander the halls of power down at the legislature, what's the feeling this year?
The budget is too big. The governor's budget's going to be cut.
Well, we kind of knew that from the beginning, didn't we?
Had to be.
But do we know how? That's the big question.
No, we don't know that yet.
Maybe we'll answer it next week. Who's coming up on Monday?
Oh, we have Pete Ernott, former campaign manager for Governor Gwynn and now government relations for Jones Vargas, and Carol Villardo, executive director of the Nevada Taxpayers Association.
And if you missed any of the shows this week, you can listen to them on Sunday morning from 9 to 11 on KOH Radio, News Talk 780. So do that and join us back here on Monday for Nevada Newsmakers. Thanks for joining us.